I'm going to be getting in a lot of trouble for this one. Who are you to critique the iconic street photographers? I have eyes, a mouth, I can't shut up, just hear me out. In this one, I am critiquing some of the most iconic street photographs that have ever been made by some of the world's most iconic street photographers. Let's dive right into it. Okay, so we're going to start with who is my favorite street photographer. So I am biased, Vivian Maier. Now, this image, if you haven't seen it, is in a port, I imagine, where I think they're sailors. They look like sailors. And this image is so iconic because it started a trend, okay? If you've ever been to somewhere like Tate Modern in London, which has these big glass panel windows that lets light in, similar to as you see in this photograph, then it's become a tired, overdone image. But this was a trendsetter. Don't get me wrong. This was a trendsetter, and I absolutely love it, of course, for the light. And sailors are kind of like heroes, I guess, who are out doing sailoring. And the light shining on them perfectly is just, it's a beautiful shot. It's compelling to look at. I like how one of the sailors is like looking at the camera like, what's going on here? While the other ones are going about it. If we were going to critique it, which I said I would do, the stranger on the left-hand side of the image is a distraction. We would prefer for them not to be in it, and it gives more oomph and emphasis on the core subject. It's a little bit out of focus, but personally, I don't mind that. I think blurry images have their place within street photography, and because this is kind of like heavenly and otherworldly light, because of the lighting and the composition, I think blur works here. It makes it that even more mysterious. So yeah, let me know what you think to this image down in the comments, and let's jump to the next one. Okay, so we've got this image that was made by William Klien. It's gone viral before viral was even a thing, and it's of course of these two boys out playing, one a child pointing a gun at Klien while the other child looks at him. Now, there could be an argument that this is staged. You know, maybe Klien said, oh, they're good at me, but don't shoot. And then we start getting into murky waters of, is it street photography if it's staged? I'll save that debate for another time, but I can see why some people, if they do believe it is staged, devalue it as a street photograph. But I love it. It's eye-catching. Why has the child got a gun? Why is he so angry? Is he stressed at work? Maybe he's got 3 jobs. I don't know. But this child's angry, and I love how the other child is just looking at him like, are you going to do it? Are you really going to do it? And it just makes for an interesting standout street photograph. And when you're seeing lots of street photographs and they start to become one, something like this stands out and it makes you take notice. And that's always going to be iconic. But yeah, my only criticism is if it is staged, then it kind of loses its charm a little bit. But all in all, it's a great photograph by William Klien. Okay, the Don of street photography, the leader, the boss member, Henri Bresson, and perhaps his most iconic street photograph, also known as the decisive moment of the individual jumping over the puddle and him catching it. Now, this is iconic because, look, it might seem so simple nowadays, freezing motion, but all those time, and this is nearly 100 years ago, might I add, maybe over 100 years ago, I'll have to check. Having the hardware to freeze motion, it wasn't easy. You really did have to do the decisive moment. There was no spraying and praying and 7 or 15 frames per second. It was catch it now or catch it never. And that's what makes it so good. Would this image be as iconic as if it was made today? Probably not. But we can't mark down Henri Bresson because he wasn't on later, okay? He had the tools that he had available and he did an exceptional job with them. And I just love this. I think it's a great shot. I know why it's stood the test of time and why it's iconic. And it was just a gateway into another form of street photography and really shaped a lot of the values and ethos and way of thinking that many of us use today. So great work by Henri Bresson. I love it. Do you love it? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, so up next, we've got an image that I absolutely love from Meyerowitz. If you haven't seen it before, here it is. It's, who knows what's going on here? And this is why it's such a good image. It's, someone's on the floor. The guy in the background on the bike is like, what's going on? Traffic seems to have come to an absolute halt. The people walking down to what I believe to be the subway are like, what's going on? Everyone's interested. We're interested. And we just have no answers. And that just makes us, it's like a Where's Wally of street photography. You're just mesmerized, like, I can't look away until I have all the answers. All the answers. Yeah, we could critique it. We could say, well, hang on a minute. His positioning's a little bit off. There's no kind of rules of composition here. But who cares? That's the thing about street photography. We can break the rules. We can go against what they tell us. And we can use that to our advantage and create photographs that spark curiosity and lead you with more questions than answers and hold you and hold you and hold you. This is exactly what's going on with Meyerowitz in this image. And it's yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change it in any way. I love it. And I hope you love it too. So the final one is probably from the street photography community's most controversial street photographer, Bruce Gilden. Now, I love this. This is my favorite picture from Bruce Gilden, and it's not exactly his patented, right in your face, controversial style. I'm going to talk about that in another video. But I love this video, this photograph so much because it's just, it makes me laugh. First of all, you've got the man and the dog walking in separate directions, but also as if they've been caught together, doing whatever, you know, maybe wanting to know how to take over the world. Who knows? But they're kind of both looking a little bit like, did you see me do that? And it's a funny image. It's got the motion, obviously. The guy's pushing the thing, the dog's walking off, and the balance of them going in opposite directions. The exposure's great, and I absolutely love it. This is a great image from Bruce Gilden. Okay, if we're being super critical, he's chopped his feet off at the ankles. And yeah, okay, it's not the perfect composition, but it's a great street photograph. And that's always what you're going to be looking for rather than mastering perfection. I'm actually interested. What do you think about Bruce Gilden and his style? Let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know what you think of these images down in the comments. I don't think I went too hard. I think my safety is still intact and people won't be coming at me on the internet. If you like these kind of critiques, let me know as well and I'll make more of them. And of course, if you like the content, please subscribe, hit a like, tap the bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.